All right, alrighty. So this is part 2 of the Indianapolis half marathon vlog. It's a combination of my workouts and work and all that. So, like I said, this is part 2. So if you haven't watched part 1, I would highly recommend to actually watch part 1 before you watch part 2. It'll just make a little more sense in the timeline of how the video is made. And so I would highly recommend you go watch it. But at the end of the day, it'll be fine if you didn't watch part 1. You can still follow along. But yeah, I'll attach part 1 up there somewhere so you can watch it. And I hope you enjoy part 2. Somehow I left at 2 p.m. and it's currently almost midnight here, and so 10-hour travel day, but in reality there's like a 2-hour time change as well. So yeah, it doesn't feel as long as of a trip as it does. Like, it may seem like it was like a really long trip, but I've been scarred from 608. Which one is that? That way. I've been scarred from all my other trips that this felt like a cakewalk, kind of, you know? And so, yeah. 608. But yeah, no, it doesn't feel as long as it looked like to you guys, right? And so, yeah, I'm gonna try to order some food and then go to bed. I think priority at the end of the day is fuel, you know? Gotta fuel the body to be able to run fast. The last time I ate something was pizza in Phoenix, and so yeah, I'm just gonna Uber Eats. Oh my goodness, why do I have the room literally at the end of the hall, at the dead last? Oh no, I really do have the dead last room. This is crazy. Ooh, look at this. It's because I have a bougie bedroom. Could you imagine if there's just somebody laying in this bed? That would have been funny. Would have though? Kind of, possibly, maybe, but ooh, this is where the king sleeps. Well, king's hungry. King's hungry. Let's see what the views we got. We got the view, I think that's of the Capitol, I think. I'll give you guys a better video in the morning, but yeah, this is the view. I like the view. All right, it's just before, like 5, before 8. And I'm gonna do a shakeout. This is my pre-run fuel. But yeah. I'm wearing nasal strips because I want to be able to breathe. I've been a little sick. I've been sick the last couple of days, and so I wanted to be able to breathe. All right, let's go. Let me show you the window view, I guess. This is the view of my hotel. It's a little gloomy and overcast today, which I kind of like. I think if the race is like this tomorrow, it's gonna be the perfect weather. Like, my fear was that it was gonna be a little too cold. I don't do very well. Like, my personal preference is the moment I get cold, like chill to the bones, I don't run very well. Like, I hate being cold. And so it needs to have like the perfect temperature. I think for my perfect temperature is like 50 degrees, you know? Like between 48 and 52 is my perfect temperature. And tomorrow is supposed to be like, I think 45 during the start. And so that was why I was a little worried. I mean, if it's like this tomorrow, perfect. No sun, little breeze. Yeah, let's see how far I'm gonna run. 5.5 miles in 41 minutes ish, something like that. I'll probably do some drills and maybe 1 or 2 strides in the shade because it's raining. Okay, that's the start line. All right, so it's currently 1:58. I went to Panera. I ordered this at like 12:30, so I was hoping it was gonna be done. Still in my hotel room. I did an avocado chicken melt, and I got rid of any spices because I guess there's a little bit of stuff right there, but I got rid of most of the spices, trying to make it as plain as possible with just regular chips and washing it down with the Gatorade. So I have water somewhere around here. I guess over there. But yeah, this is my lunch. It's pretty plain and pretty simple. I probably, if I was racing a marathon, I probably wouldn't include the avocado. I'll probably just do the just chicken, cheese, and the bread to make it simple as possible. Because you don't want to do something a little I don't like to eat anything complex when it gets close to race day. But this is only a half, and so I'm not gonna really have stomach problems, hopefully. But yeah, so yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty light. And then dinner will be at like 6 p.m. So I'll probably eat again in 4 or 5 hours. So yeah, that's my lunch. For breakfast, I went and got a breakfast bowl. I guess I didn't really record that. I went to like the cafe over there and got to go because the line was just massive. So I just got to go. Went to a coffee shop, sat there drinking coffee and answering some Q&As on Instagram. I can put up some of the Q&As up here to show you guys the stuff I was talking about on Instagram. But if you haven't followed me on Instagram, you should go follow me on Instagram. I do Q&As probably at least once a month. But yeah, I'm gonna munch this down, and then I have a work meeting at 3 p.m. aka 1 p.m. Utah time. And so hopefully I can finish the work meeting. Sometimes our work meeting lasts like 3 hours. I gotta be somewhere at 5:30, which is athlete, elite, meet, talking, whatever you call them. And so yeah, I gotta be there at 5:30, and I don't know where that is yet. So hopefully my work meeting doesn't last more than 2 hours. I would be very upset if it lasts more than 2 hours, because I also want to record an Instagram video of like everything that I'm wearing: shoes, shorts, jersey, nutrition, like everything I'm gonna do for tomorrow, right? Just like a walkthrough it, just to post more videos on Instagram, because I really don't post. I just been having a hard time posting just because life, mentally and physically I've been just tired and just exhausted, and I need to take a break. So yeah. All right, let's talk. We had the athlete hospitality meeting just to go over the basics of like what to do tomorrow morning and where to meet and what to expect. And I don't know, I'm like overthinking the race a little more than like I said, I've told you guys before, like I don't know why I'm talking so fast. I'm an overthinker, right? And so when I find out more details about the event, more people that are in the race, more events, I get stressed. And so I don't know why. I saw it and I'm like, dang, I'm bid 320. The elite field starts at 300. The main competition I knew was gonna be Zach Panning from the Hansons. And so I knew that, right? And so that's what I had in my mind going into this. I'm like, all right, I gotta beat Zach Panning. His PR is like 61 high, I think, for the half marathon. So that's the guy I have to beat, but he's not here. And so there's new competition that I didn't foresee when I was asking the meet director of all that stuff. And so, yeah, there's the depth of this race is like insane. Like I'm excited, but like also really nervous, and I really want to win. But again, I need to realize and think and tell myself that if I don't win, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. My life won't end, and I'll be fine. But yeah, it literally makes no sense on how every restaurant is absolutely packed. And so I was like, well, time to go get dinner to go. And so yeah, that's Meal Champions. I just got pasta and meatballs. Like I said, like earlier, like dinner for a half marathon isn't as important. Like I mean, it's important to eat, but it's not like what you eat doesn't really affect you as much because it's just half. I hope you don't have to blow poop doing a half. If you do, you got problems. But yeah, I'm gonna scruff this down. Wow, the flashlight really makes it pop. But that's a massive ball. Meatball. But yeah, I'm gonna scarf this down and probably wind down to bed. My other pet peeve is there's not a grocery store nearby at all. There should be like a Walmart or a Target, like in one of the malls, because I had to Uber Eats groceries. Like there's no microwave. Like my room's a little mess, but oops, there's no microwave. There's like a fridge in there, but there's no microwave. And so I had to Uber Eats some Pop-Tarts because that's what I'm gonna eat tomorrow for breakfast. You know, I've had Pop-Tarts before. My debut marathon when I ran in 2024, I had Pop-Tarts right before the race, and I had a pretty good race. And it's carbs, you know, and I'd rather eat Pop-Tarts over a plain bagel. And so yeah, I Uber Eats some Gatorade and Pop-Tarts. Meal of Champions. Yeah, that's my pet peeve. Like the store is pretty far away, and I'm not gonna Uber there. I might as well just get somebody else to Uber to me, you know. The amount of money I spent on Uber this trip is insane. This is probably the outfit I'm going with, and probably gloves. Looks pretty good. I wish I can wear short shorts, but you know, hip flexor. Still having a little bit of hip flexor pain, but. This morning, I woke up probably the least motivated, excited that I have ever been for a race. I woke up and the last thing that I wanted to do was run this race. Like I generally, like I've never felt like this before. Like I realize most of the time, I'm so excited that I could hardly sleep. Like this night, I had the best night of my sleep of my life, and I woke up and I'm like, dang. I have to go race. Like not even like that. It's more of like, dang, I have to go race again. Like I just was mentally just not ready to race. Like I was so pissed at myself, and I'm like, dude, you literally flew out across the country to not be excited to race. Like I was so not in the mood. There's the finish line. Been working all night long. Long story short, I ran with a front pack for about 6 miles, and yeah, my pelvic bones started hurting and I just didn't want to do any more damage. And so yeah, I stopped, jogged, walked back all the way back to the athletes hospitality area. Tragic. The Indianapolis half marathon went, right? And it's kind of tough, right? It's a tough place to talk about. It's a tough subject just because it's another DNF. It's like DNF number like 3, maybe 4 this year. And so, but I don't even want to count that as a DNF just because I was babying an I don't even want to call it a DNF just because I was babying an injury for so long that I was trying as hard as I could to get to the starting line of CIM, right? And the main focus being that is I haven't finished a marathon since the 2024 Olympic Trials Marathon, right? And so I was determined to getting to the CIM and finishing that race, right? And that was the plan. And like for 2-3 months, I've been babying a hip flexor issue, but in reality, the hip flexor was masked with a different injury. And so just all of that accumulation led to just me DNFing. And it's kind of
more for the safety of my hip flexor, the safety of my hips and my pelvic bone. And so, yeah, that's the main focus on why I dropped out. And I just wanted to let you guys know that, right? But again, another excuse, one of many excuses, right? And yeah, I mean, I woke up on race morning and I was everything but excited to race. I was ready. I was looking forward to not racing because like a week ago or like a week before the Indianapolis half, I came to the decision that I wasn't going to run CIM, and so that Indianapolis was going to be my last race. And so the morning of the race, I woke up and I'm like, I can't wait until this race is over. Like, I wasn't even eager. I wasn't even excited to run this race. I was more excited to be done after the race. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna cool down. Like, I wasn't even planning on cooling down. I was just calling it quits after that, you know? Not calling quits, but like just taking my break. And yeah, I mean, I've been doing so many road races in the last 2 years that I think I've been tuckered out. I think I'm ready for something different. I think I'm ready for a new stimulus, and that's going to be track, right? I really want to do some track races. And so one of the main reasons I came to the realization of why I want to shut it down sooner than later is because I want to let this bone heal. I want to let this bone be ready to be able to run fast, because I'm going to be lower in mileage, so the intensity, like the volume, is not going to be as high as it is during marathon training, right? And so track isn't as demanding. I mean, it's more demanding like physically, but like it's not as demanding, right? Because like a little less volume, but the intensity is a lot higher. And so that was my thought process. And so I told myself that that's pretty much it. Like the morning of the race, like I'm like, whatever, I'll still stick through the plan of go out with the front pack and just feel out the front pack and just help the front pack make moves. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it though. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm happy it's done. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. I really wanted to win. I wanted to run a PB. I wanted to run fast, but it didn't happen. But it's not the end of the day. I think I'm trying to be more positive about it. I mean, I was a lot more mad, a lot more bummed, a lot more depressed hours after the race, you know? But it's, in full hindsight, I probably should have taken a break after Grandma's marathon. I was such a disappointing, like being sick the week of the race and then coming back the next week, ran 80 miles the week after Grandma's, and like, yeah. All of this accumulated to a stress fracture, right? And so, yeah, that's the hard part, right? That's the hard part about being a professional athlete as well. There's no structured breaks, right? When you're in college, you have indoor season, you take like a week off. Outdoor season, you take 2 weeks off, and then you have like your little summer mileage block, right? You slowly build your mileage up, and then the cross country season, you take a little bit of break. Like there's like structured breaks, right? As a professional athlete, there's not that structured break, right? And so you have to be self-conscious of that. And our group is always chasing bigger things, bigger goals, right? Like Connor chasing the American record, and people trying to make teams, people trying to get pro contracts, right? We're always pushing the threshold of what's possible, and that could lead to injury, right? Right now we have so many people injured, and it's so tragic, right? Between me, Clayton, Connor, like Savannah, like half the state of Utah is injured, right? And so it's just the threshold of what we're pushing, and that's the risk, right? It's finding the balance of what's possible and what's not possible, right? You don't want to just half-ass all this kind of stuff, right? You want to find your limit, find what's possible, but without breaking, right? And it's hard to find the breaking point without breaking. And so now that I know that I probably should structure breaks throughout, I mean, I knew this before, and I was just I just can't let my emotions get the better of me between like races and after races, that I need to take the time off. I need to take breaks. And if I end up making these mistakes again in the future, just make sure to leave in the comments and be like, hey Hobbs, you need to take a break. You've been going so long, this and that. But yeah, this year I've ran 4,000 miles in 10 months. Let that sink in. I ran 4,000 miles in 10 months. Last year I ran the same amount, but I had a little bit of a break because I got injured, right? I had some like knee issues, and so I was forced to take like a month off. And so yeah, last year I ran, I think a little over 4,000, maybe just under 4,000 in like 11 months. And so, yeah, I've been pushing the mileage a little high than usual. I was trying to push 125, 130 for CIM, and I only did that for a week, you know? But yeah, sorry about this yapping, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to do the same, like, comment, subscribe, and I really want to push as hard as I can, try to get to 10K subs by the end of the year. And we don't really have that much time. And so I think I'm gonna do a giveaway. I think if I reach 10K subs, I'm gonna do a giveaway valued at like $500. Let's do that, right? It's gonna be a good combination of X Endurance products. Like, it's gonna be a lot of like my sponsored products, right? And so it'll be valued at about $500. It's gonna have some Bandit apparel, Topo athletic shoes, and X Endurance fuel, right? And so, yeah, if we can get 10K subs, one or two lucky people, I will get all that stuff to you, and maybe like $100 cash to say thank you, you know? And so, yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get to 10K by the end of the year. Like, I mean, that would be cool, right? It would be cool to have 10K. But yeah, thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you next time.